I'm Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old and I do lives. I get a kick out of saying that because it trips out my peers. They're in bed this time, been in bed. So that's not my style. But it trips out my peers that I am doing or not TikTok. I'm a TikTok live veteran. But it trips out a lot of my peers that I do these YouTube lives at 4 a.m. Pacific time. But it's like all different kinds times, all different times around the world. And YouTube and all of these social media platforms are worldwide. So it's 5 p.m. somewhere or 6 p.m., whatever. And so, good morning. Uh, like I was saying, I am a TikTok live veteran. Hi, everybody. And I have done over 500 TikTok lives. It's too bad that TikTok didn't um, replay the lives. Um, YouTube does. So every live that I do, YouTube posts the replay of it. So I didn't know that. Recently learned that. But I think that with TikTok, no videos can be more than 10 minutes. I think that that's correct. And so my lives are 90 minutes. Say, hey. And so when I did my TikTok lives, I really enjoyed doing them. I did them for almost 2 years. And so they started getting real weird about the community guidelines violations. So I thought that it was too restrictive. So I did my last TikTok live on Friday, August 29th, 2025. And I did my first, the universe really worked this out because it was perfect. My last TikTok on Friday, August 29th, and my first YouTube live I did on Monday, the following Monday, on September 1st. So it really worked out really well. I'm still doing TikTok, y'all. I have over 53,000 followers on TikTok. So I post just about every day. And I'm still getting new followers. And like I said, I'm 81 years old. I never thought that I'd get 100 followers or 1,000 followers, let alone 53,000 and growing. So, but I got a lot of really good content. I post stuff that helps people, that helps you to improve your life. As a matter of fact, the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. That's correct. Undifficult your life. I made that word up, undifficult. I figured difficult, well, you can be undifficult, okay? So, and the advice that I share will help you to do exactly that. Oh, thank you. I tell my man, his name is Pap, P-A-P. We have been together, his real name is Fred, but we have been together for 68 years. I tell my man that I live a virtually stress-free life. And thank you, Joe. And so I want to share the advice that I have with y'all. And speaking of my man, like I told y'all, we've been together for 68 years since we were both 13 years old. And he turned 82 in September, and I turned 81. Hey, 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 hey. I'm so happy to be 81. Oh, wait. I turned 81 on February 4th, 81. And honey, I'm looking forward to 82, okay? So now, we've been together since we were 13 years old. Now I'm gonna show y'all a picture. Uh, this is a picture of us when we were 25 years old. Thank you. 1969, y'all. 1969. Pap and Joyce, 25 years old. Okay. Now I'm only going to show you two pictures. This picture I'm getting ready to show you now is last year on our 57th wedding anniversary. We were both 80 years old. Here we are, Pap and Joyce at 80 years old. Okay, now here's what I like, yeah. To see the passage of time, y'all. Look at that. At the top, Pap and Joyce, 25 years old, 1969. And Pap and Joyce, 80 years old, 2024. Yeah. What did I say, Shelster? What did I say? Tell me what I said, Shelster. I didn't think I said anything funny. Okay. Yeah, but listen, y'all, I don't take it for granted, okay? Now, one of these lives, I got it in a book. I'm going to have to do more promoting of the books. So everybody always asks about the books, so I wrote this one. The best way to keep a man is to let him go, among other things. It's 64 pages. It's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. The 64 pages includes 22 pages of my own recipes. And Pap says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. He calls me an incredible cook. So now the title of the book is The Best Way to Let Him Go. To let him go. Okay, I was reading that, okay. The best way to keep a man is to let him go, among other things, okay? So it's all fine to be single or married, but if you choose to be married, I strongly recommend you get this book and read it. In 1957, I was 13 years old. Through my teens, the females in our village, and we truly did have a village. Okay, I got that, Shelster, okay. They taught us, they schooled us, they educated us on what to say and what not to say, and what to do and what not to do. Hey, Honda, in relationships. Now, that was 1957, 58, 59, 13, 14, 15 years old, okay? I didn't write this book until 2008 because I was seeing females doing and saying stuff that we were told not to do and say. You see? Fronting off their men in public. And not only in public, but around other people. Some stuff you do in private. And so I wrote this book, like I said, because I was seeing so many. And so this book is, I intended it to be for like young girls, 16 and up, but people have read it, and it's gotten high reviews on it, 5-star reviews on Amazon, 5-star reviews. And so I wrote it to guide them if they're, a lot of females are so-called set in their ways. Well, a lot of human beings, period. But I think women take the bigger rap for that, being set in their ways. Okay, so whatever. But if you don't have those kind of rigid standards yet, it would be a good thing for you to read this book. I'm going to tell you, my lives are not planned, y'all. So I hadn't planned on talking about this because somebody asked the question, because I was telling y'all about me and Pap have been together for 68 years since we were both 13 years old. Thank you everybody for the subscriptions, and also the subscriptions are free. And thank you for the shares. I really want y'all to share this live because I would love for a whole lot more people to hear the advice that I share. I am going to tell y'all about 4 pillars of advice. And so, but now I'm on this, talking about this book. The best way to keep a man is to let him go, among other things. It's 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. Now, on page 2, like I was telling y'all, me and Papa been together since we were 13 years old. And the earliest picture I have of us is his 16th birthday. And that picture is in this book. And here it is. That's his 16th birthday. I was 15. And this is his 50th birthday. I was 49. And this is his 70th birthday. And I was 69. So I have those 3 pictures. And the best way to keep a man is to let him go. So now I want to address people on here that are trying to troll my life. I don't understand how you think you are living a good life, a wonderful life, because what you are doing is deliberately trying to insult somebody or be cruel to somebody, and you are a very pathetic person. For you to do that, think about it. Sit there, and I don't usually devote a lot of time, but I have to address these trolls. I have to try to get them, and I have had trolls apologize to me, y'all, for real. Now, listen, trolls, and you know who you are. If you are sitting there thinking about trolling this live, you are the exact kind of person that needs to listen to the advice that I share, okay? It is a pathetic way to live your life. It's like God wasted time in putting breath into you for you to try to, or want to do harm. See, it doesn't bother me. It is a reflection on you, dumbass. So sit there, and if you're going to watch this live, listen and learn something about how to improve yourself. So if you're thinking about writing a comment now, so stop. Don't think about that. Don't do that. Okay, I have addressed trolls. So I want you to know it doesn't bother me. It shows how ignorant you are, dumbass. So I'm not upset. I'm just passionate about kindness. It's just that simple. Everybody can be kind, even trolls. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Hopefully they'll be reduced because hopefully I got through to some of them. No, I'm not going to make it worse. I've had trolls apologize to me right on my live, okay? For real. So back to the best way to keep a man is to let him go. Let him go does not mean kick him out, leave him, or he leaves you, whatever. I'm going to, first I'm going to share with y'all what's on page 2 of the best way to keep a man is to let him go. Page 2, take heed. That's what it says, take heed. Listen to this. Based on my 50 plus years of observation, it's now 60 plus years of observation, I would say that 80% of the success of a relationship rests on the shoulders of the woman. This book explains why. That's on page 2. Now, the introduction is on page 4. The 3rd paragraph, this is the introduction. The 3rd paragraph, and it continues over to here, explains what let him go means, what I mean by saying that, okay? So here is what it means, let him go. Here's what it means. Let him go doesn't mean don't care. It means be secure enough within yourself that you don't freak out if he's not with you and you don't know exactly where he is. Let him go means don't try to control where he can go or what time he must leave or return. Let him go means don't try to control him, period. Let him go means don't try so hard to change him. After you have paid your dues, and you do have to pay dues, you may tread lightly in this area, but be careful. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. In addition to letting him go, I have observed the need for and used other philosophies and behaviors to help keep me and my man in a warm, loving, and peaceful relationship. My thinking was, he may go, but he'll always come home if I make coming home worth it. But what kinds of things can I do to make it worth coming home? Well, and then it goes into the book. And now I'm just going to read y'all the chapter titles. The first chapter is Modify the Way You Think. I'm going to expand on that a little bit so y'all can understand this. I'm the oldest of 7. When Mama would cook, she cooked big pots of stuff, okay? You were not allowed to eat out of the pot. No, that's a big no-no. Because if you had something or if you were coming down with something, you didn't fess the whole pot, okay? So you don't eat out of the pot. So this is when I was all the way from I was a little girl, okay? Coming all the way up. Me and Pap got married when we were 23 years old. So it's a wonder that, so it's a wonder that we stayed together. Because here's what happened, I'm gonna tell you. Within the first week, no more than 2 weeks of our marriage. Now, you know, I'm a really good cook. You know, Pap says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. It was, so he ate out of the pot. And ooh, I hit the ceiling. So he calmed me down, you know, so he didn't get mad because, you know, it would have been a whole big mess if he'd have got mad. Because, like I told you, I was really bad with that kind of stuff with germs, you said that kind of stuff. So, but here's what he said. He calmed me down, and he said, JJ, that's my nickname, JJ. There's just the two of us. We kiss. We French kiss. So I hadn't thought about it, you see? So that's what I'm saying. You got to modify the way you think. So maybe some of your habits and ways won't mesh with your partner's habits and ways. And so somebody's got to be modifying whatever, you know, and it's typically going to be the female, okay? Typically. It's not 100%. So sometimes, and it depends on if you are if you are willing to be objective and to think that, okay, I mess up more than she does, or I mess up more than he does. Okay, yeah. So, but at least you got to bear your share of the blame or the burden or whatever. So, but you have to be able to. That's the first chapter. Modify the way you think. So that is what calmed me down. You understand that? So did I convey that to y'all? Y'all get that? Okay, did I convey that to y'all? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. And be quick with y'all's responses. I'm going to be asking for responses throughout my live. And I want y'all to be quicker with the responses. Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Aurora. Okay, thanks, Honda. Oh, wonderful, Ogre. Okay, so now to go on with the chapter headings in the book, okay? Modify the way you think. That's the very first chapter. Then the next chapter is Observe and Learn Your Man. Now, I was asked many lives ago, like I said, I've done over 500 TikTok lives, and I was asked many lives ago if this book is suitable for same-sex marriages or relationships, and it most certainly is. It's good for human relationships. It says the best way to keep a man. If I had to retitle it, which I won't, it would be titled, "The Best Way to Keep a Relationship Healthy is to Let the Other Person Go." Okay? So if you live with your auntie, if you live with your cousin, just let them go about their business. That's all that means. Let them go about their business, that kind of stuff. So, and now go into the next chapter is, hold on, I hadn't planned on doing this, y'all. Somebody asked a question and got me into it. Be willing and ready to pay your dues. Yes, you do have to pay dues. So that chapter will explain that. The next chapter, I'm going to go into this one a little bit. Fantasy versus reality. This is really important, y'all. And I don't know, well, let me put it to you this way. When I was a teenager, like 14, 15, 16, like that, I used to read true romance magazines. All of us did, females, all of us. And we had romance books, paperbacks, that thick, and then we got the movies, all these Cinderella and Prince Charming and all that BS. Now, I cuss like a sailor, y'all, but I restrain myself on when I'm doing my lives. I don't cuss in public, but I love to cuss. So, but I'm telling y'all right now, ladies, stop with the romance novels, the romance books, the movies. This 57 Bridesmaids, that's the one I think about, or whatever. Any kind of they are total BS. I'm telling y'all right now. Fantasy versus reality, that chapter is worth so much, worth its weight in gold, to try to get y'all females to stop with this romantic BS. Bullshit. That's what I'm gonna say. I said it, okay? That's what it is. You got to be planning these humongous weddings and you're spending tremendous amount. You got to save that money to live. You got to live after you say I do, okay? So, and then also, that's trying to impress other people. Big weddings ain't nothing but trying to impress people. That's basically all they are. Big weddings and big receptions. You need to have if you ain't wealthy, think about it. Now, that's enough on that. Fantasy versus reality. So stop with these romance movies, y'all. Don't even watch them. Okay. I ain't angry. I'm passionate. All right, next chapter. Learn how to fight. Learn how to fight. When you argue, me and Pap don't say we're arguing. We're having a discussion or a heated discussion or a debate. It's not an argument. When you say you're arguing, that implies that somebody's trying to win, okay? That implies that somebody is trying to win. So you'll even say, I won that argument, or somebody will ask you, who won the argument? So it isn't, when you have a difference of opinion or a different point of view, you need to share that, get clarification. Having those differences is not about who's going to win or lose, so don't do that. Change that. You can change that right now. When you have a heated discussion with your partner, it's not an argument because nobody's trying to win. All we're doing is seeking clarification. Okay, next chapter. Remember that you have faults too. This is for the females. Oh, and by the way, men are buying this book. One man by the name of Rasul Griffin, he bought it and read it, and he says it's a masterpiece. That's from a man. So remember that you have faults too. Years ago, I had long hair. I had a perm, real, thick. I got a picture on my TikTok page. I got a lot of content there. But if you're interested, I have a picture of it. And my username on TikTok is JJ, the letter JJ Fields, Fields, and the number 7. So, so I had long hair. And I was telling you all that to tell you what. I have a picture on, okay, what was I going to? Sometimes I lose my train of thought, y'all, but I rewind and I usually get it back. I don't know if this was, remember, okay, I got it now. I was going to the beauty shop. That's why I was telling you I had long hair, I had a perm. And in the beauty shop, women would be talking about their men, their boyfriends, their husbands, like dogs. It just blew my mind. I just sit there and listen to them. These are young girls, okay? So, but that's something, But they talk like this, like they don't have faults. They don't realize or recognize or understand that the men have to put up with their mess too. See, I almost cussed that time, but I ain't gonna cuss no more. Okay. Yeah. See, remember that you have faults too. You think that women are perfect. You listen to some women talk. Oh yeah, girl, I said this and I said that. Oh yeah, girl. Enough of that mess. Okay. Next chapter. Nothing is too precious for him. So some women have rooms in the house where he can't go in, okay? Or stuff like that, or furniture that he can't sit on. Next chapter, think before you speak. Nobody can read your mind. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Should I say it? Should I say it this way? Should I say it that way? Okay, think. Next chapter, always be a lady. Okay. Next chapter, if he has children, accept and treat them as your own. And it's not just he, if it's a same-sex relationship, he or she, whatever. So if your partner has children, treat them as your own. And let me tell you something. I have seen it happen where the biological children turn their backs and the stepchildren, whatever, took care of the person. So I've seen that happen. So if you're in a relationship with a person who has children, you treat those kids like they were your own children. Okay, next chapter. Don't take man advice from a woman who has no man. Now that is, let me think about how you can turn that around. Don't take Don't take relationship advice from a person who doesn't have a good relationship. That should go without saying, okay? But a lot of women do that, Listen to girlfriends that don't have a good relationship or that are messing around on their men. All this kind of crazy stuff, and they're listening to them. I wouldn't do that okay? So don't take any kind of advice from a person that doesn't have a good relationship. Don't take relationship advice from them. Next chapter. Look good 99% of the time, okay? I look good 99% of the time for me. Pap just gets the byproduct of it, okay? You do that for yourself. You look better. When you look better, you feel better, So a lot of females go walking around in these scroungy house coats and ugly, dirty house shoes, and don't do that. Look attractive. Not necessarily sexy, but look attractive. Look appealing to you as well. We got eyes, especially us. We look at fashion magazines. We know what looks good. Okay. Next chapter. Don't use sex as a weapon. That speaks for itself. Next chapter. Don't depend on your man to make you happy, or don't depend on your partner to make you happy. Happiness comes from inside of you. Nobody can make you happy. Okay, thanks. Next chapter. Pray and laugh together. I don't care who you pray to. Now, I don't, speaking of praying, no religion or politics is allowed on my lives. No Jesus stuff, no Bible stuff, no politics stuff. I don't believe in and have no use for either one of them. I talk to God all day long, and God ain't got no religion, y'all. God ain't got no religion, okay? God has certain requirements of us, and one of them is to treat people like you want them to treat you. Okay, so a lot of y'all ain't doing that. All right, all right. So now, pray and laugh together. Let me see here. Did I do that? Yeah, don't depend on your man to make you happy. Okay, pray and laugh together. So like I was saying, don't matter what religion you got. So now the last chapter is the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And that can be the way to anybody's heart is through their stomach. Come on, y'all, share the live because I would love to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. Uh, oh no, honey, Jesus, no, no, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. So to each his own. You got your religion, I got my non-religion. Okay, I have no use for religion. Period. Okay, so the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and it's the way to anybody's heart. It's through their stomach. Almost everybody remembers fabulous meals that they had. Okay. So, and now I have recipes, followed by recipes. So y'all come talking about Jesus, those comments will be deleted, and you might be removed or hidden, whatever my moderators decide to do with you. If you bother to type in that kind of comment, it will be removed. No Jesus stuff, no politics stuff, no Bible stuff, okay? So the last, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So the way to anybody's heart is through their stomach. And this followed by Joyce's recipes. So it's 22 pages of my own recipes. Hey, hey, Detroit, Big D. Okay, so now I hadn't planned on doing that, y'all. So I don't know how much of the rest of my live I'm going to be able to cover, but y'all ask, and and I think that y'all will really love this book. It's got 5-star reviews all over the place. One person said, hold on, I'm gonna try to find it. I got it over here. She said, "This book is amazing. Short and easy to follow. I enjoyed it so much I read it a second time. It's a great tool for engaged couples, newlyweds, and couples with many years of marriage. There's something for everyone. It's a must-have." That's what somebody said in their 5-star review. So now, I want to tell y'all, I share 4 pillars of advice, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to get through all of them. Okay, no Jesus stuff. No Jesus stuff, y'all. You will be eliminated in one way or another from this live, okay? So, now, 4 pillars of advice I share. And I want y'all to share the live because it opens up. Oh, it's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. It's $9.99. Excuse me. And at goodshortbooks.com, y'all, there are 11 nonfiction books there. My sister wrote 1, and I wrote 10. See? So I call us the senior sibling authors. Her name is Anita Jones. She's 76 years old, and I'm Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old. That's seniors, okay? Senior sibling authors, okay? So she wrote 1 book, and I wrote 10. And the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming on to my lives and learning about the books, just like some of y'all just did, okay? And they are very affordable. We only have 3 price categories: $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. So, and the books will inspire you. They will delight you. They will entertain you. They will encourage you. They will motivate you. All kinds of good stuff. Thanks, Kira. So, Check them out, y'all. The link is in my profile, goodshortbooks.com. And so now the 4 pillars of advice that I share, and I want y'all to share the live, and I appreciate everybody that is sharing it. I appreciate that. Thanks, Ogre. Oh yeah, books are fabulous, and I have loved books since I learned to read. And I didn't have a clue that I was going to write 10 books. I wrote my first one on purpose because I'm the oldest of 7, and I wanted to document the way our parents raised us. We think that they did a phenomenal job. There was never any sibling rivalry in our family, and there still isn't. I adore my siblings. Our oldest brother died in 2013. He had lung cancer, but I adore my siblings. And so I wanted to write about them. And everybody did something to write about when we were younger, when we were kids. And all of that's captured in the book. It's called Line of Serenity. Here it is. This is a memoir, Line of Serenity. These are our parents, George and Rosa Jones. These are pictures of times that we lived in. And this, y'all, is a picture of the 7 of us. This is me. I was 12. Right now, I'm 81. This is brother. He's the one who passed away. Cordell, Nita, that's the other author. She was 7 on this picture, and now she's 76. Kenny, Reggie, and Ava. Ava was 3 on this picture, and now she is 72. And this is a picture of a plate of food that would be served when we cook. This is a memoir about the way that we were raised. It starts in 1944. That's the year I was born. So I wanted to capture the way that our parents raised us so that it wouldn't die out when we all died off. And we have already had one sibling to pass. And so I wanted to capture the way that they raised us. And like I said, each one of us, as we were growing up, did something to write about. And that's what I capture in this book. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Me and Pap have only been, he was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan as well. And we have been out here, we live in right outside of Pasadena, California. And we've been here for about 25 years. So born and raised in Detroit. Hey, love me some Detroit, y'all. And now my sister's book is also a memoir. And hers is entitled My 15 Dogs, a 55-year journey of love. It's 59 pages, and it's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. So if you love dogs, you will absolutely love her book. You will laugh and you will cry. And if you love dogs, you know what I'm talking about. So you don't have to be an animal lover just to enjoy a good book, okay? So now, the 4 pillars of advice that I share. Oh yeah, just go to goodshortbooks.com, And also here on YouTube, I posted, I think it was October 22nd, I posted a video showing all of the books, and it shows a picture of the cover of the book and a brief description of the book. It's a slideshow with music, so it's very entertaining. And there are 3 free downloads on the website as well for children. The Anti-Bullying Pledge, the My Skin, Your Skin, which is a poem that I wrote for children to discourage racism. And Kids Are Really Funny, an ebook that I wrote with contributions from a lot of people, okay? So now let me think here. I was telling y'all, yeah, the books are at goodshortbooks.com, and the link is in my profile. But there's a video, I put that up, and the title, I was telling y'all about that. The title of the book is, not the book, the video, Joyce Fields dash Good Short Books Video, 10/22/2025. So I put the date on there so y'all will see it. Okay, so now for the pillars that here's what I've got about this. Okay, one more thing about the books, and then I'm off to the advice. There are 11 fabulous nonfiction books there. 9 different genres. And here are the genres: memoirs, parenting, relationships, children's education, fairy tales, bullying. Oh, and my fairy tale is nonfiction. I consider that nonfiction because it deals with a very serious subject. Original quotes, health, and spirituality. Those are the 9 genres. And they make fabulous gifts for adults and kids. Okay? Yeah, please share, y'all. So now, the 4 pillars of advice that I share. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell y'all how to do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do that. But I always start with the toddlers. So if you're raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, maybe even 4, you'll want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. Wow, there is so much power, y'all, so much power in your ability to stay calm. Look at people who are angry, who get angry. You lose power when you become angry. You know, you bluster and blubber, all that stuff, and you become aggravated and energetic and all of that stuff. So that's ugly. Calm. This is power right here. Calm. That's powerful, y'all. Not that. That's not powerful. You're losing power. Can't you see that? Did I put that into perspective with that? I guess I call that a helpful hand visual. Did I put that into perspective? Okay. Come on. No, I'm not hustling anything, honey. If you like to read, the books are out there. Yep. And anybody that likes to, whatever you do, you can take advantage of it being for sale for people who like it. Okay. So don't be discouraged by the naysayers. Don't ever do that. Yeah. Okay. No political stuff on my lives, y'all. And no religious stuff on my lives. Okay. Thank you for the responses. Mimi said yes. Okay. So now I got a lot of stuff, y'all, so I'm trying to think of. Okay. I was talking about pillar number 3, stay calm. So I remember where I was. So I do helpful hand visuals in all the pillars. But when I get to pillar number 3, the helpful hand visuals, I do 2 of them in pillar number 3 for stay calm. And Spirit gives me these helpful hand visuals, y'all. I don't make them up. Spirit gives them to me. And when I get to pillar number 3, stay calm, hopefully I'll get there because I was talking about the best way to keep a man is to let him go. When I did the helpful hand visual, and I called them helpful hand visuals because one of my viewers, her name is Jessie Knott, she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. So I call them helpful hand visuals because they are these gestures that I do with my hands in combination with the words coming out of my mouth. And I communicate to y'all, to the listener, philosophies, concepts, ideas, illustrations, all of that. Because it's a gift that I have been given. So I'm able to communicate that to all of y'all. All right? So now, pillar number 3, when I get there, when I did the in the live, it blew a lot of the viewers' minds. And I did it for Pap, and it blew his mind. And it blows my mind as well. So it will blow some of y'all's minds when I get there too. So now, pillar number 4, there are only 4 pillars. Pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, all of that stuff. And I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar, okay? So now, back to pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. Only 2. Some people will say there's a third one. You say you can be neutral. You're not a vehicle. You don't have neutral gear. You're either going to lean negative or lean positive. That's it. Only 2 attitudes that you can have. Now, I'm 81 years old, and I have observed that you do not choose to have a negative attitude. No, don't do that, Akil. Don't do that. Don't jump ahead of where I am. So, yeah, thank you, but don't jump ahead of where I am. So, negative attitude or a positive attitude. You don't choose to have a negative attitude. What I have observed is if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you will almost certainly have a negative attitude. You understand? A negative attitude is not a choice. If you don't choose to have a positive one, and you must choose, no apologies necessary, Akil. Thank you for being respectful. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, then you will have a negative one. You almost don't even realize it. It's a default. You must absolutely choose to have a positive attitude. You must deliberately choose to have a positive attitude. You must on purpose choose to have a positive attitude. Now I'm going to tell you how you choose to have a positive attitude. You write a program and you say it out loud. It's just the title of my lives, y'all, is Undifficult Your Life. You see? So you write a program and you say it out loud. This is the program that you write, real simple. And this is what you say out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That is powerful. That's a powerful program. I'm going to repeat that program and then you say it out loud. And I don't care who's around you because it gives you a chance to spread positivity. They may want to say, oh, I'd be interested in knowing how to do that. Okay? So here's what you say, the program that you write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And set your feet on the path. And I'm going to give you a lot more information on how you do all of this to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Okay? I'm 81 years old, or 81 years wiser. Can't wait I turned 81 in February and can't wait to turn 82. So, develop and maintain a positive attitude. That's what you say. And you can tell everybody in your life, in your circle, whatever. Don't throw it up in my face that I had a negative attitude yesterday or 5 minutes ago or whatever, okay? When you write that program, that means from now on, that's what the program says. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. So, You can change your attitude to a positive attitude at any minute in your life. Do you hear me? You can change to a positive attitude at any minute in your life. When you say those words, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. It's like you're putting a plug in your hand. Can you imagine? This is my hand is holding this giant plug, and you plug it into your soul. You plug it into your spirit. And I love to say this. It electrifies you. Oh yeah, I got the same 4 pillars, but every live I do is different. Okay, so, yeah, the same 4 pillars. So you plug it in, it electrifies you, it makes you become a vibrant part of your own life. You hear? For real. That's what it does. A positive attitude. Now, a lot of y'all have a negative attitude and you don't even know that you have a negative attitude. I'm going to read you a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And it might be you. But don't forget what I said. You can change that at any minute of your life, deciding that you're going to start developing and maintaining a positive attitude. It's just that simple. Now, these words describe personality characteristics or personality traits, okay? And like I said, it could be you, but if it is, not to worry, okay? Now, here are the words. No religion. Don't talk about Jesus Christ on my live. Don't talk about the Bible on my live. You will be either removed or deleted. That comment. So I do not appreciate comments like that. I'm not into religion. You know, go find a religious live or, you know, whatever. But not this one. This ain't the one. Okay. So now here are the words to help you identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. Anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, and the last word is ego. That's it. Now back up to the top. My moderators are needing me to help these. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so now, anger, that's the very first word. Do you know people who are angry? People who are full of anger? Are you the one who is angry, who's full of anger? That is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who's full of resentment? Who holds grudges? That is negative too. I'm going to come back to that one because that's a biggie. How about lies and dishonesty? Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the one who lies? Who is dishonest? That is also negative. But now back up to resentment and holding grudges. If you are full of resentment, if you hold grudges, you are living in the past. You are living in the past. Now, a lot of people on my live here are asking me questions. I do not answer questions. I share the advice. I have 90 minutes to share the advice that I share with y'all. I am trying to help y'all to undifficult your lives. I live a virtually stress-free life. And the advice that I share will help y'all to undifficult your lives so that you too can live a virtually stress-free life. The advice that I share with y'all, I live it. I know that it works. I'm 81 years old, and I have been living this advice since I was about 10 years old. I know that it works. And the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power has gifted me with the ability to communicate how I do it through my words and my helpful hand visuals and break it down so that it's easy to chew and swallow, okay? So I do not read long comments. If you have a comment that is three or more lines, chances are like 80%, I'm not going to read it. I don't have time to read those long comments. I hope that y'all can understand that. What would I look like if I was sitting here reading? I would just sitting here reading these comments. No, I'm not doing that. You understand? I have a mission. I am on a mission to share the 4 pillars of advice that I'm sharing with y'all. I do not answer questions, so don't ask me what my favorite anything is. Okay? I do not answer questions. So sometimes I look down, I don't see the comments. I don't zero in on the comments. I'm sharing the advice that I have for y'all. I don't zero in on the comments. I look up here. I see the comments coming in my peripheral vision. So so when I do occasionally look down and I read some comments, I do that, I do, but 80% of the time I won't see them. But if you put in a comment that's 3 or more lines, I probably won't read it. I hardly have enough time to share the advice that I share. I'm not wasting time at all. See, y'all look at things in weird ways. Somebody just said, why am I waiting? I'm not wasting time. I'm trying to clarify something. That is not a waste of time. You see? The way you look at things really sucks. So all you have to do is change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. It's just that simple. It's all about perspective, y'all. Okay. So now, here's I was telling y'all about resentment and holding grudges. If you hold on to resentment and hold on to unforgiveness and hold grudges against others, you are doing damage to yourself. Those words that I just read you, anger, resentment, guilt, greed, lies, all of those words are what I call the uglies. The uglies only do damage to people who hold on to them. They only do damage to y'all, the who are holding it. And that's not y'all. I'm talking about whomever is out there in my live audience. If you're holding on to grudges or unforgiveness or resentment, you are doing damage to yourself. You must forgive. I don't care who it was or what they did. That is an absolute. You must forgive. I don't care who it was or what they did. You must forgive. I have people on my lives, just about every live I do, saying, yeah, but it was this, and yeah, but it was that, and it was that person. It doesn't matter. That's why it is an absolute. You must forgive. And you forgive for your own sake, not for them. You're not damaging them, you're damaging yourself. And if you open your eyes and look around you at people who you know are holding on unforgiveness, are holding resentment, or holding grudges, if you look around, open your eyes now and look around you, in a lot of cases, those same people are on pharmaceutical medications, are having failing health, and they're not aging well. They look older than they are, okay? All right. So, holding grudges, resentment, unforgiveness does damage to you. It damages your cells, your spirit, your soul, your blood, your organs, all of that. And you may or may not even realize it. But open your eyes and look around you. People you know are holding on to that kind of ugly stuff. A lot of them are on pharmaceutical medications and all kinds of bad health or health issues, okay? So, you must forgive. And forgive does not mean you let them back into your life or you go back into theirs. But that's a good thing if that's what y'all want to do, everybody involved, okay? So that's a good thing. But it doesn't have to be. You can forgive and never, ever have anything else to do with them. That's fine, too. So now, when I'm 81 years old. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as text message, video call, email, no, none of that kind of stuff. So y'all can forgive by using any of those technologies. You can forgive by doing it in text message or whatever. So, but if you choose not to have anything else to do with them ever again, oh, I want to tell y'all this too. A lot of people will tell you to forgive and forget. Hell no. You don't ever forget. You would be an idiot to do that. Don't forget. But you must forgive. So, you keep it on the stove on the back burner. You must forgive. Now, like this, some people say you're not ready. So it depends. I don't care what I'm just putting it out there. Use it when you choose to use it. That's it. I'm just spreading it out, and I would appreciate it if y'all would share the live, because I want to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people, okay? So now, if you don't ever want to have anything else to do with them, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. You heard me right. You can forgive them by saying it out loud to the universe. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened to you. It knows what you're talking about, okay? So now, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you realize and understand that the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, reads your thoughts right now? No, I don't agree with that. Forgiveness takes time. Like grief, it comes in stages depending on what happened. No, I don't agree with that at all. It just depends on how your attitude is, No, because in my family, grief, death is a part of life in my family. We were raised, it's not about grief. It's about being happy that the person lived. You understand? There's a big difference between the way you look at things. I don't grieve that, I'm sad that they're gone. I'll have all these memories to keep me going. And when I get around people who knew that person, We talk about all the good times that they had, that we had together. So that is the way that we look at it. It's all about the way you're raised, and as well as what you read and what you're exposed to. My entire family has accepted death is a part of life. It's the end of life. We all are going to die. How you live your life is what is important. Live your life the way you want to be remembered. If you don't want to be remembered as a bitch, don't be a bitch. Or don't act like a bitch. If you don't want to be remembered as a bastard, don't act like a bastard. It's just that simple, y'all. That's what I'm saying. The title of my live is Undifficult Your Life. Don't make it more difficult than it has to be. Yeah, whoa. I know what I'm saying. You know, it's not heartbreaking if you live your life being kind to other people. You'll be sad to see the person go, you know. So you know what? I would suggest for anybody that's suffering with that kind of stuff, grief or sorrow, write something down. You don't have to publish it. Start writing it or dictating it, saying it into a tape recorder. Yes, you're going to miss them. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with missing somebody. I don't understand. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all make life so difficult. Why? The way y'all think, it's almost like y'all are drowning in unnecessary stuff. Okay, so that's what I try to do on my lives. And I do get through to a lot of people based on the comments that I see. So now, where was I? I was talking about, resentment. I was talking, the God or the universe or the higher power sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and knows what you're thinking right now. Okay? Oh yeah, I know, Monica. I know. I live it. So thank you, though. I'm glad that you recognize it. Thank you. So you can say it out loud to the universe. Thank you. Thank you. So here's what you say out loud to the universe. The universe saw what you did, or what I forgive, or what they did to you, okay? Here's what you say out loud. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. Thank you. I'm going to say it again. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. Yes, I say it all the time. Those are the 4 pillars. Yeah, every day. I did it for over 500 lives. And if you don't like it, you can leave. Okay. Yeah. So some people want to hear it every day. Some people don't. So you don't have to be here. Okay. So I said, use your hand the way that I use mine. It symbolizes your touching universe. It symbolizes your touching spirit. So now I'm going to give you 4 testimonials from people who have been on my lives and what they said about saying it out loud to the universe. Testimonial number 1. She said, all right, okay. She said, I forgave my dad like that. And I immediately burst into tears. Testimonial number 2. She said, I forgave myself, and I immediately burst into tears. And you can forgive yourself. The universe saw what you did or said too, heard what you said, okay? So you can forgive yourself, saying it out loud to the universe. Then testimonial number 3 was a young man. And he said, I forgave and I felt my spirit shift. Now, the reason why the 2 young ladies immediately burst into tears, the reason why the young man said he felt his spirit shift, and I told you I'm giving y'all 4 testimonials. So the reason why those things happen to them, is because, like I said earlier, when you hold on to unforgiveness, when you hold on to resentment, when you hold on to grudges against other people, you are creating what I call an invisible internal burden on your cells, on your blood, on your organs, on your spirit, on your soul, okay? So you're carrying this around, and you may or may not even know that you're carrying it. But when you forgive, when you say it out loud that you forgive, it's like the Shelster calls it a pressure release valve. And here's what happens. It goes, psst. That is why they burst into tears. That pressure was released. That is why he felt his spirit shift. That pressure was released. Now, the 4th testimonial is a woman by the name of Patricia. And Patricia had been watching my lives for a certain period of time. I'm not sure. And I always talk about forgiveness. And Patricia had been carrying a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. No, Shelster is on as well, Honda. So she had been holding a grudge, carrying a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. Y'all, ain't that something? Over 40 years. So she forgave her mother. And that's like over 40 years of Mother's Days they didn't spend together. And she forgave her mother. And this past Mother's Day, they spent it together. She came up as a guest on one of my TikTok lives. And she just shared with us what a wonderful experience it was that she had with her mother, you know. So that just warmed my heart. I was so pleased with that my advice, that the advice that I share did something like that to help her and her mother. So that's a wonderful thing. And it's on my TikTok page. A lot of them, when I have guests, that I can't figure out how to do it on here on YouTube yet. I don't know how to create an event. So we'll see. Yeah. So now, that is how you forgive, by saying it out loud to the universe. I gave y'all 4 testimonials. So when you hold on to resentment or unforgiveness, or you hold grudges, you're damaging yourself, not the person you're holding the grudges against. They don't care. They have their own stuff that they're dealing with, okay? So you must forgive. Let me think here. I'm getting my pieces together. Okay, so I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will guide you on your path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Those words are joy, first 3 letters of my name, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth and honesty, compassion, and the last word is faith. Those words will guide you. So fill your life with kindness. Fill your life with empathy. Fill your life with compassion. Fill your life with joy, with peace, with love. All of those things. Okay? That's the way to go. Now, when you do that, portals open up to you. That positive attitude works wonders. I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. You heard that correctly. I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. Okay? On the count of 3, I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3. Here's what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. Yes, yeah, you bet. When one forgives, peace comes in. That's true. So now, here is what a negative attitude looks like. These are the kinds of people that say, woe is me. My life sucks. Complain, complain, complain. Okay? Can't stand this. I can't stand that. So now, these are what my hands are doing. This is a helpful hand visual. And this symbolizes positive stuff constantly flying through the universe. Constantly, y'all, at all times. Constantly flying through the universe. But they always, y'all, you hear me? They always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You understand? These are positive elements flying through the universe. They always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. When you write that program, when you say this program out loud, and this is what you say, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You raise your level, you raise your frequency, you raise your vibration. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what happens. 1, 2, 3. Come on, y'all. Everybody on here, share the live. Share the live, y'all. Doesn't cost you anything. What happens when you raise your frequency, you raise your vibration? What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. You see? Come on. I want to know if that helpful hand visual got through to you. What you don't understand is I get a lot more people on different. I mean, there's billions of people in the world. Well, maybe not even billions, but whatever. So you don't understand that. I guess y'all can't understand the concept. If you want to come here every day, I discuss the same 4 principles or pillars, same pillars every day. If you want to come back, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. Doesn't matter to me one way or another because I'm still going to be doing these. So that's the attitude that I have, okay? Yeah, thank you. Thanks, see that, Ramil? Yes, so some people, I know that, and I understand that. Some people want to hear this every day. And if you don't, then that's fine too. I don't have a problem with that. Why you got a problem with it? Okay, so now, where was I? I'm rewinding, y'all. Okay, where was I? I already talked about resentment and holding grudges and forgiveness. You must forgive. I was showing you what a negative attitude looks like. Okay. I'm getting my stuff together, y'all. Yeah. Okay. So it's always about negative attitude or positive attitude. Now, let me think here. Sometimes it's more scrambled than others. When y'all get to be 81, you'll understand. Okay. So I read you the list of words. Oh, I'm going to tell you something else about a positive attitude versus a negative attitude. Positive attitude. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. I'm going to repeat that. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. I may have flipped it, but that's okay. You got it. You got the point. Therefore, we live our lives by a ratio. A ratio. RATIO. Thanks, Elder. We live our lives by a ratio. Now, do you know that you live your life by a ratio? Have you ever thought about that? And I only want responses that say no, because if you've already been on my lives, then you know what the answers are, okay? So I want to know if you realize and understand that you live your life by a ratio, RATIO, and I only want responses that say no. Okay, come on, give me some responses, y'all. Come on, I want the responses to start coming in. Be faster with y'all's responses, please. Come on. Okay, good. Come on. Anybody else? Yeah, I usually get a whole lot of responses that say no. Okay. Come on, give me some more responses, y'all. All right, good. Ratio, yes. Come on. Okay, wonderful. I want to tell y'all about it if you don't know about it. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so now, what a ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely, not maybe, not possibly, not, okay. It will definitely help you to better control your life. You are in control of your own ratio. Only you control it. You set it and you can adjust it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. My ratio is 80-20. Some people in my lives have chosen 75-25, 60-40, whatever you choose is fine. But just know that you live your life by a ratio, and having that ratio will help you to better control your life. So my ratio is 80-20. I don't own it. Anybody can have 80-20 as their ratio. It just simply means that 80% of the time, I'm happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time, I can be okay being in the negative attitude mode. I didn't say I was happy. You notice that, okay? But now back over to the positive attitude mode. 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do what is right, what is fair, what is honest, what is considerate, what is kind, all of those things. 20% of the time, I'm okay being in the negative attitude mode, but the negative attitude mode can never include three things. It can never include physical abuse. You cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. It can never include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And the third thing that it can never include is, thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight. She asked me to include tone of voice, and it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So I included that. So you cannot use an ugly tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. with anybody. You can't use an ugly tone of voice. So those three things. So as long as you don't include those three things, you're fine in your negative attitude mode. Okay? So that is the way you use it. Now I'm going to show you another way you can use it. So you can write a program to change any behavior that you have. I'm using this example to show you how you can take this example and place it on any behavior that you have that you want to change, okay? So I'm using a false example of something that, I don't do this, but here's the behavior, and I'm going to tell y'all the program that I write to overcome that behavior. The behavior is, I eat 12 cookies every day. I don't do that. I don't want to eat 12 cookies every day. Here's the program that I write to overcome that behavior. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Starting tomorrow, I will eat 10 cookies. And tomorrow comes and you eat 10 cookies. And the next days, weeks, months, whatever, you're still eating those 10 cookies. Now, 20% of that time, 80%, my ratio is 80-20. So 20% of the time, I can go back up to 11 cookies. I can go back up to 12. That's my wiggle room. That's my cheating room. My ratio is 80-20. So I'm allowed that. But most of the time, I am going to eat 10 cookies. You see, that is the way you control your life. You see? Come on, give me some responses. Did I communicate that good or well with y'all? Come on, give me some responses. Did I communicate that? Okay. Well, I YouTube posts my live replays. So I think it's Joyce Fields Live or Joyce Fields is live. So if you want to do that, yeah. So no, the only thing to be is positive. Almost nothing good. I can't think of anything good that has come from having a negative attitude. No, it's not a good thing. So now, I was off into the best way to keep a man is to let him go, y'all. So I wasn't able to go through, thank you, all four of the pillars. So, but I always close my live out with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's 167 quotes that I coined. I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. Oh, and it's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. And that quote states, never lose your hope and faith. Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. And that's what I said. I didn't know I was coining a quote, and I don't remember saying it. But here's a quote that I coined, and I knew what I was saying, and I remember it, okay? And I coined this quote. It was for a quote contest for a calendar. So they needed 12 quotes. Yeah, okay. So I coined the quote, and then I submitted it to the contest. And it won as one of 12 for the calendar out of over 5,000 entries. I post this quote to social media. It's here on my YouTube. It's a YouTube post, and it's on Facebook and Twitter, and those are some of the ones that I'm on. And I want to encourage people to chase their dreams. So here is the quote. I coined this quote in around 2011 or 2013. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't poo-poo anybody else's dream, and don't allow anybody else to poo-poo yours. But chase your dream, or dreams. In some cases, more than one. So chase your dreams, people. Okay. So yeah, overcome the obstacles. This book is 90 pages, 2 quotes per page. The quotes are in all caps, separated by a black and white picture. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that comment. I take screenshots of some of the comments, so thank you. So now I'm gonna open the floor up, and y'all can tell me. This book is 90 pages. Here's what's on page 90. And I want to thank y'all for the follows, not for the follows, follows on TikTok. I've got over 53,000 followers on TikTok. I want to thank y'all for the shares and for the subscriptions. Appreciate it very much. So now, the floor is open for y'all to give me page numbers 6 to 89. Okay, Aurora, page 19. At the top of page 19, education should be free. It provides benefits to all of society. At the bottom of page 19, take time to tune in to your own breathing. Don't take it for granted. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay, Kara wants page 26. Okay, at the top of page 26, don't leave God out of your life plan. At the bottom of page 26, you don't work for others, you report to them. You work for yourself and your own reasons. People don't work for you, they report to you. They work for themselves and their own reasons. Can y'all live by those quotes? You got any more page numbers for me? Oh, great. You got any more page numbers for me? In the meantime, I want y'all to implement those 4, I didn't get to all 4 pillars, but I got to pillar number 1. That's the most important one, I think. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. Okay, page 55 for Pamela. At the top of page 55, good deeds require no payment, just appreciation. At the bottom of page 55, if you put yourself in others' shoes, you'll change. Okay? Any more page numbers? That was page 55. Okay, page 21, 29 and 21. At the top of page 29, being ladies and gentlemen is better than being women and men. At the bottom of page 29, learn to enjoy your own company. You'll never be bored. Okay, page 21 also for Cara. And then, okay, page 21. At the top of page 21, children are watching and listening to you. Be careful what you let them see and hear. At the bottom of page 21, ever wonder what God thinks when he looks at the world? Okay, page 36 for Camo. page 36. At the top of 36, show gratitude for what you have before asking God for more. At the bottom of page 36, you agree or disagree with what the person says, not with the person. That's a big thing these days because people will say, "Oh, I agree with Joe," or "I agree with Mary." No, you don't agree with them. You agree with what they said. You know, so there's a big difference. Okay. Now, can y'all live by the quotes that I just read y'all? Can y'all live by those quotes? This book is 90 pages. It's at goodshortbooks.com. And I have done 125 subscriber-only videos on TikTok. So if you love quotes, and I have 125 subscriber-only videos, and I'm going to show you what the subscriber-only videos are about. I use this book. I made 2 videos every Sunday, and I got 125 of them. This is, it's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. It's beautified. So I take the quotes out of the book, like I just read y'all some, and I beautify them, and I explain to my subscribers why I coined the quote and what the quote means to me. In the book, it's just the raw quote. But on the 2 videos that I do, I talk about what the quote means to me. And then the second one, the video, is a screenshot where you can take a screenshot of the quote, the beautified quote. So I'm still available for subscription over on TikTok if you really love quotes and if, it's worth it to you. So it's fine with me. But I don't do any more, but I got 125 of them already done. So if you subscribe, you get access to all of them. If you love quotes, there it is. So now, in the meantime, I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And I want y'all to implement the pillar, especially the develop and maintain a positive attitude. That's very important. When you do that, all kinds of portals open up for you. All kinds of good stuff starts pouring into your life. Try it and see, okay? So now, if you enjoyed this live, if you got something out of it, you can do I don't do Jesus. You can do a video or a post and tell people what you got out of the live and how you intend to use the advice that I share. Just whatever comes to your mind, however you feel it. Do a video or a post about what you got out of the live or however you want to do it, okay? So I appreciate y'all for coming on my live and help me spread the word, y'all. Joyce Fields does lives to help you undifficult your life. She does them on YouTube at 4 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for joining, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thanks, moderators. Thank you.